All right. Apparently, Green is not Nick. Nick is not Green. Decided to make a response 4 hours ago about SuperMega. Okay. I mean, we've already covered this. The guy obviously was using that situation and they was riling it up just as a way to cancel SuperMega. It was never about getting to the bottom of it, never about getting to the truth of it. I've covered it multiple times. You can Google Papa Gut SuperMega. Okay, if you really care about what my take is on it, if you've never seen my take before, I'm tired of qualifying everything. But let's see what we have to say. He lost 24,000 subs this past month. Whoa! He lost as many subs as my account is in general. So impressive. Hi, everyone. There have been a lot of people still asking me about where I stand on this SuperMega situation after I deleted my initial statement. Okay. He must have just really deleted it. But he's been doubling down over and over and over and over again. I followed that video up at the intro of a video from 3 weeks ago, but a lot of people didn't see it. And I want to further clarify now. Clarify how I feel after taking some time to reflect on it. I initially responded with anger when concerns were raised about my coverage of the story because I believe that these criticisms were coming in bad faith from the audiences of creators that have harassed me in the past. So he's talking about like Destiny mostly. After reading messages from the people in my community who have legitimate and valid concerns about my stance in the situation, yeah, like how he farmed it and he was trying to ruin SuperMega and how he criticized him on dumb shit, like the entire thing. And like, listen, with the whole, I said I wasn't going to qualify, but I'm going to kind of. The whole situation came out as an attempt to cancel SuperMega. This guy, Don, I'm not going to get into the specifics of that. That should have been the core conversation. It should have been a half-hour-long video at most. This is my bad experience. But then that wrapped into SuperMega are bad people because they used to make jokes about their friend who took his own life. And it's like, okay, well, that's a trauma response. I don't care. I mean, I'm a human being, so I can understand people make inappropriate jokes when really messed up things happen to them. Because myself and my family do that as well. So like that's being human being. He was bad for that. They were bad because they let Lex stay with them in their office building for basically until she got on her feet without giving her a time limit. But she kept going on vacations and wasting money and saying, "Oh, it wasn't a vacation. It was a work trip. I just went to Disney last week." Guess what? I worked there. Guess what? It wasn't a work trip. I worked on my vacation. That's how adults will engage when they have to engage with stuff. They will do work when they go on vacation sometimes. Not everybody has to, but that is called being an adult. All right. Criticizing them for not giving her a time to move out. So she didn't know when she was supposed to move out. Then like all the other it was just insane. She was so immature. She lied about how they wouldn't let her come back and get her stuff, even though they had video and text proof that they did. It was just a bad person. He signal boosted that. He made it seem like they're horrible people. The Don situation aside, that could have been handled better. Like, this was about canceling SuperMega. That's all it was. Nick was on with it because he wanted to virtue signal. He's a virtue bully that just wants to break down other people. He doesn't engage intelligently or critically in any bad thing that is going on. He's a fucking virtue signaling little asshole. Anyway, I now realize after my audience consumed me, because I'm only engaged with audience capture and I only care about losing followers and not actually about the truth, I now realize that there are a lot of real criticisms about the videos I made that are sincere and point out where I seriously mishandled my coverage and reaction to the story. Wow, hopefully he will specifically say what those things are instead of be really vague about it to try to communicate to us that he really has changed, even though he doesn't really think anything he did was wrong. My response is minimized and discredited a lot of my viewers' concern, and I was very immature on how I reacted. Given the seriousness of these topics, I should have taken much more care with the titles, the content, and even the way I edited these videos. I regret the eagerness I had to insult Matt and Ryan in the story in ways that were unnecessary and careless, for including details about them that were unrelated to Lex's assault, which, by the way, is still alleged. I'm just being clear. It is an alleged assault. When I looked through all the information, the allegations is that he assaulted her. It's really that he attempted to assault her. But then the claim is that he admitted that he did that. He didn't. He admitted that he was sorry that she felt that way, basically. It didn't seem like he intentionally assaulted her. Not running defense for the guy. The point is I just want to be very clear. It is an alleged assault. Okay, it's an alleged attempted assault. Just to be clear, because I'm actually going to handle this with actual decency. Regardless of whether or not these details were talked about in Lex's video, I should have been more careful about the way I presented them, and I'm sorry for that. Well, it sounds like you, Peethan, and this girl got together and tried to do a targeted assault onto SuperMega's career. which it worked because they don't post anymore because you guys distressed them so much. I was trying to help a friend, but I was stubborn and emotional instead of taking the proper time to hear how I could have done better from the people who were rightfully concerned. Okay, just to be clear, let's stop pretending you give a fuck about your friend. You guys got together and you virtue bullied on SuperMega for attention and for clout, and then you got backlash, which you didn't think was going to happen because the internet typically doesn't police when pieces of shit make over-exaggerated claims about things. And so now you're getting backlash from your own community that you thought would have agreed with you, and you never would have changed your perspective. I wrongfully gave more value to the opinions of those who agreed with me over those who were holding me accountable for valid reasons, and that is something that I deeply regret. I should have supported the alleged victim, let's be clear here, without getting directly involved, but instead, by choosing to cover a sensitive story that involved people that I was close to, the outcome of my actions hurt all parties involved. This whole thing was going to be fucked anyway. She got dumpstered on her video because it was so garbage. It was like 3 hours long that she admitted was like 5 hours long that they had to edit down. That was almost not even about her alleged attempted assault. That's what it should have been about. Just that one scenario. Like, it was insane that they were like, yeah, this Don guy, and they didn't make a public statement about Don allegedly attempting to assault her. And it's like, why would they? That's her situation. Why would they push that and say that? She could say it, and they probably would have supported her. They didn't. They went behind the scenes and made sure he didn't get work with another creator because of the allegations. They were doing shit behind the scenes. They went above and beyond considering the demands of the situation, and they should be applauded for that. And yet here we are. Like, what are you holding yourself accountable for? What's your I was kind of made I was a little too mean, and this is very vague. The issue is the specifics in the apology. Whatever. And then you kept milking it. You could have just moved on, but you just kept milking it. I regret the way I approached reporting on such a serious topic, and I apologize to any victims of sexual assault that I have disappointed. I also want to apologize to those who support me and watch my content for how this has been handled. This experience has opened my eyes to what my priorities are as a content creator, and I am dedicated to thinking more deeply about how I use my platform and the way I communicate with my audience. I have a lot of growth that needs to be done as a content creator and a person. Lastly, he nuked his subreddit yesterday. That's funny. Lastly, I want to apologize for how this has affected those who are not involved in the situation at all, but have associated with me and made content with me. I feel awful that my actions have caused people to stop supporting people who have absolutely nothing to do with this situation, solely because they are my friends or loved ones. Please don't let how I handled the situation reflect those who are in my personal life. Wow, what a beautiful... You know what, guys? He's probably so genuine. This guy's always so genuine. All the time. Listen, what else is there to say? I don't believe any of it. He was incredibly vague about his apology. So, where's the beginning of what video? Was it this video?
Hello, happy Friday, and welcome back to the drama. Today you should be prepared to cringe because we are taking a look at a little bit of...
For the cowboy hat.
Hello, happy Friday.
What is this? Is this, I guess, not the video? By the way, I know this person. I kind of want to watch this video now.
Hello.
Is it
happy
this video?
Wednesday. I hope you had a good Halloween, and welcome back to the drama. Two single people should not interpersonally. But let me talk about what inspired me to talk about this. It was a TikTok idea that...
What video is he referring to where he apologizes from 3 weeks ago? Is it this one?
Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back to the drama. Not only is my hair gone, but my heart is too. I'm a bro, knowing that nothing matters.
The Mr. Beast video? Where the fuck is there a Mr. Beast video? What the hell are you talking? This one?
Hi, happy Monday. And
this is the video where he addresses it in the intro for a little bit. Follow up to Friday's video. Oh, I guess it's this.
I know, not done talking about it, but...
I guess, is this what he's referring to in his community post? So, I mean, the way that he communicates in here, I followed that video up with an intro from a video from 3 weeks ago, which this means that this is the way that he feels about the scenario. So let's see what he has to say. It's short.
But just hear me out. I've been thinking a lot about my role in the controversy that I made a video about on Friday. Even though I know that there are disputes about Lex's story that she is planning on fully addressing this week, from
Great.
my knowledge, I want to address this issue.
Wait, what if she addressed? This is from 4 weeks ago. When did she address it?
Completely separate from her, and talk about how I inappropriately handled reporting on a story that I should not have reported on. I'm realizing pretty late that I was too close to the story, and regardless on my personal feelings for the situation, it was irresponsible for me to involve myself and my platform into a conflict that really had nothing to do with me.
That's not the issue at all. It was irresponsible for you to sensationalize and dogpile on the situation. This is 100% on you. He's trying to push it onto her, by the way. That's how it feels to me. This is on you. You fucked up. You could have came out and said, my friend Lex, this is what you could have done. This is my friend Lex's story, and here's the breakdown of it. Instead, you went on like a tirade trying to misrepresent everything and sensationalize things that happen without any intelligence or critical thought. Again, the suicide thing where they were supposedly making jokes about their friend, the fact that they interpreted that as like a horrible thing shows zero life experience to this child. That's what it is. Because you should understand as an emotional, empathetic adult that people have different trauma responses, and their friend taking their own life is something that is not going to make you act perfectly. Of course, you're going to make dark jokes about that. No shit, okay?
And also, just because I didn't intentionally lie or make things up, just because I can continue saying that I went into the situation in good faith, I am not free from the criticism of how I actually am making and reporting on those videos. Yes, I went into the story with my best intention to spread the word on a victim's story.
Alleged victim.
Yes, I still can say now that there was no foul play behind the scenes involved. I
doubt it. It's pretty sure this was coordinated. You guys were, there was like your friend was on a fucking live stream, like applauding the reduction in subscribers of the other person.
Did what I thought was best. Either way, regardless of what you believe about that, my addition to the story was destructive and it hurt everyone involved. Although I mean,
her story, the part of the problem is her story is a problem. The way that she told her own story. The fact that she makes a 3-hour long video with 15 minutes of it being relevant and then lies after the 15-minute mark makes me question if anything in the first 15 minutes, the Don situation, any of that's even true. Like that's the problem. You have if you're talking about 3 hours and you lie for 2 hours and 45 minutes, am I supposed to expect the 15 minutes to be a truth? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the problem is her story was full of holes and you signal boosted it and then you sensationalized it and then you put lies on top of it. Of course it's going to come off as like a fucking calculated strike.
I think so many people who are on the opposing side have not helped the argument and have made themselves aggressively wrong in a lot of situations. I thought about this and how I honestly and truly feel about it without the anger or defensiveness from so many people attacking me on all sides.
What are you talking about? You were incredibly defensive. What?
And through thinking about this situation,
I guess now
I realized that there is so much that I could have done better.
I love performative apologies, by the way, guys. It's my favorite thing in the world. That's why you'll never see a performative apology from me. Even if you think I'm wrong or I am wrong, if I don't think I'm wrong, you will never get an apology from me. I will lose all my subscribers before apologizing for something that I don't believe needs an apology for. I don't give a fuck. I hate performative shit. I'd rather somebody stand on business if they're wrong but feel they're right than give some bullshit a performative apology like what's happening here. That's what's happening.
I should not be involved or be a part of this story, and I should not have agreed to cover it when Ethan and Lex approached me with the idea. And
hey guys, this wasn't some kind of a coordinated attack. By the way, Ethan and Lex came to me and asked me to cover this. Oh, okay, yeah, that doesn't sound like a coordinated attack to me. That doesn't sound coordinated to me at all. That wouldn't be what you would do if you were going to engage in a coordinated strike of somebody's termination. Incredible stuff.
Now, I do still want to say that even with them asking me, I don't think they had intentions to lie or to put...
They lied so many times in their video. What are you talking about? They were caught lying. Oh, they wouldn't let me get my stuff from the hotel or from their building. And then the text that she showed that they were like, hey, come on over, take your stuff. Fuck that shit, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? It was intentionally lying and deceitful. What are you saying?
Put my career in a bad spot. I was still irresponsible by accepting it. Lex's video is already big enough on its own. When I started to make mine, it had already caught the attention of the people who it needed to catch the attention of. There was no reason
to make yours. I feel like didn't you guys release it like the same time? Am I wrong about that?
For me to be a part of this at all. There are ways to support a victim story as a friend.
Alleged.
And this was just not the right way to do it. I looked at the situation and I wanted to be as honest as I could be about it. If I didn't feel sorry, I did not want to express any statements that I didn't really feel were true. I know many people who watch me because they know that I talk about the way I feel about things as authentically.
You should stop, because you don't have any life experience that would make your authentic perspective on things matter to anybody. You're a young child that got famous on the internet as a kid. You've never matured. You've never grown. You are 100% inside of the cancel virtue bully atmosphere, desperate to like try to sensationalize shit as much as possible to make as much money. You haven't experienced any real hardship in your life. Who the fuck cares about your opinion? Oh, a bunch of other people who feel the exact same way about their life. A bunch of kids that have never really experienced any actual problems in their life, that have no life experience to be able to give their opinions on stuff. That's it. That's your audience. Like, oh, this is my genuine perspective. Your genuine perspective is shit. With what life experience? I think he's like 24 now, but like this is the problem. That's why I hate. This is why I hate people who get famous when they're young. They just stop maturing.
As I can, and in this case, I thought I did so, but I did it in an irresponsible way. I want to be responsible with my platform regardless of how I feel about the opposing party, and I let down my audience by doing that. I am sorry for how I handled this. I hope that
this isn't like a real apology. This is really just like, oh guys, it's kind of not my fault. I should have just been better, but it's so vague. It doesn't address any of the specific issues really at all.
Trust me to grow. I want to continue to do my job with more responsibility, with more foresight, and actually treat my platform the right way with the amount of people who watch me every day. I tend to get defensive when it comes to the way that victims are treated online and how they've been treated in the past.
Alleged.
And I don't think it's fair for me to back off.
If you cared about that, you would be careful about putting forward a story that's full of holes and disinformation in much of the story in general about SuperMega. But that's the problem, is you don't care. You like feel like you're like, that's a sad thing, but you don't have the foresight to look forward and go like, okay, we have to make sure we're as careful as possible, because from a human perspective, we understand that one story that's full of holes or potentially out of context, or that it sensationalizes in a direction, could turn off tens of thousands of people. If that's the problem. This is the problem with false allegations. This is the way that the human brain works in general. It only takes a couple of bad experiences with a particular thing to discredit that thing. That's how like racism starts. That's how sexism happens. You have a couple of bad experiences with a couple of people from a specific group, and then you start to discount that group. And it doesn't matter how nice somebody from that group is, you're always going to look at them in a negative light. Or even if it's not always, it's going to take a lot more to move them back into the right spot. That's how everything works. So when you have a bunch of young men who are uneducated on sexual, like on when it comes to sex, when it comes to consent, due to like a lot of issues like not getting comprehensive sexual health education in school, learning through pornography, not having a father in the home, they don't understand a lot of times how their actions with a woman usually can be negative because they're young, which makes them generally selfish, and they're dumb and uneducated. And so what happens here is, we have a situation full of holes that could be interpreted as a cancellation attempt regardless, sensationalized for sure, and all it does is turn people off. It is not uncommon or unrealistic, because I feel that way, that the way that she's portraying it is there's so many lies in it, it's hard to believe her actual story. So a lot of people are interpreting it as a false claim. I don't blame them. How could you? And you've just turned off a bunch of young men to actual legitimate victims of sexual assault who are not lying about whatever the fuck. That's why you need to be careful. So you don't really care about like assault victims. You care about using what they're going through or potentially going through to weaponize it to attack other people. You use it to grandstand. You use it to virtue bully onto people. You don't really care. So shut the fuck up. Stop pretending you care about sexual assault.
A belief I have.
It's like the fucking trendiest thing in the world right now is to pretend you care about sexual assault. It's pathetic. These people don't care. They don't give a shit about any of this.
When I know that a victim is not able to do that, that they are inherently attached to what has happened to them. Regardless of that, I let that get in the way, and whatever happens with this situation moving forward, I am not a part of it. I do not associate myself with anyone involved, and by no means does that mean that I'm fully discrediting Lex's story.
No, what it says is that you're saying you're friends with them. What do you mean you're not talking? You're not associating with them anymore? What?
By no means does that mean I'm fully siding with SuperMega. I'm truly trying to do what is right for my platform.
There it is. I'm trying to do what's right for my platform. I've heard you guys criticize me a lot. I'm really trying to do what's right for my platform. I'm gonna tell you I'm not really associating with my friends because it's right for my platform. I'm trying to push all the negative attention onto the other people, my platform. If you actually believe that she was sexually assaulted, this comes off that this is you disconnecting yourself from her. But it's the right thing for your platform. Your magnum opus, some would say. This is your magnum opus, of course. It is.
I don't want my career to be defined by situations like this. And this is not at all the kind of content I want to create. This is not the kind of situation that I ever want to even be a part of in the future. I really do think that this was like a good way for me to learn how to address these problems and how to battle with the things that I believe against people who are claiming things about me when I believe that those things might have been claimed in bad faith. Regardless, I need to
I don't care.
Look at these criticisms as objectively as I can. Listen, I have no gauge of how you feel about me. I know the comments aren't a very realistic depiction of my actual audience.
This is just
the greater viewer base on YouTube feels about me. But I'm personally very, very inspired and excited to get back to making content that I love for the people who enjoy watching that content. Regardless of how much I love tour, I thought it was so awesome.
And it's mostly like dumb drama, which, by the way, is fine to make dumb drama. But the point is that he's getting back to talking about shit that doesn't really matter, that are easy wins in his sphere, so that he doesn't get any more criticism. That's pretty much all it is. Of course it is. Oh, Scooped Bagel guy. Oh, the female gaze guy started dumb drama. I might even take a look at this one.
Hello.
But okay.
I can't wait to get back out there. It was still a pretty tough road bump that made it hard for me to put time and care into the videos I was making. And since coming back, I'm like super excited to give you the funny and unserious videos about the drama that we love so much on the internet. I will continue to do what I think is best for my channel, and I am so excited for you guys to see what's coming. And Dev and I are actually bringing back You Cringe, You Smoke as a new series exclusively on He Said Us, and it will be returning this week with a special Halloween edition where we react to millennial cringe. I got to meet so many of you on tour, and the number one thing that you guys asked me was to bring back this series, and luckily I've been bribed with enough legal, untampered substance where I'm excited. I'm going to put the series on He Said Us. We're going to continue to put them out there. It's going to be better than it was ever before. No phoning it in. This new episode is probably my favorite episode of You Cringe, You Smoke I've ever done. I'm excited for you to see it. Proof Jerky also has a new song and a music video coming out on November 10th. That will be the beginning of a new era for the band, and I think you guys are gonna really like it. This is my favorite song I've ever put out, and I'm so excited for just how much new music we have.
All right, this is just him talking about songs.
Show you a lot of surprise. Today's who is a content creator with more.
Cool. All right. Then they're gonna talk about Mr. Beast. Don't care. All right. Listen, man. I don't know what the fuck I expected.